A very warm good morning, dear students. Dear students, actually, we are just dealing with this chapter. That is uh, just a chapter we are just dealing with. Lastly, citizenship, fundamental rights and duties. And I think we had completed the chapter, and now it is what is left is the exercises. Exercises are left there, right? So we need to see that. Now we will be seeing that only. Okay. First one, the Constitution of India mentions dash fundamental rights. So you will be writing seven fundamental rights. Okay, you can write that. The Constitution of India mentions seven fundamental rights. You can write there. The Constitution of India mentions seven fundamental rights. Right against exploitations mentions that no child below the age of 14 should be employed in any factory or mine. So, right against the exploitation mentions that no child below the age of 14 should be employed in any factory or mine. That will be 14, 1 4 you can write. It is our duty to abide by the dash. It is our duty to abide by the constitution. It is our duty to abide by the constitution. So you can write that. Then fourth one, if any individual institution or even the government violates our fundamental rights, we can go to the dash. Usually where we go? If any individual institution or even the government violates our fundamental rights, we can go to the court. C-O-U-R-T, court. We can go to the court. You can write. A list of 10 fundamental duties was included in the constitution by the dash in a 19 dash. So what will be the answer? A list of 10 fundamental duties was included in the constitution by the 42nd amendment in 1976. You can just write 42nd amendment in 1976. Okay. Then next one is match the following. Fundamental rights are, what you will be writing? Fundamental rights are enforceable through court of law. Fundamental rights are enforceable through court of law, that you can write. Then it is our duty to safeguard public property. It is our duty to safeguard public property. Okay. So then third one, the Indian Constitution. You can write the Indian Constitution. You can go for D. Has adopted the system of single citizenship. Okay. The Indian Constitution has adopted the system of single citizenship. Okay, then fourth one, right to equality. That will be right to equality will be E. Abolishes untouchability. Right to equality abolishes untouchability. Okay, you can go for that. Then fifth one, right to freedom. Right to freedom. Fifth one, right to freedom. That will be C. Right to freedom includes 6 types of freedom. Right to freedom includes 6 types of freedom. Okay. Now, right T for true and F for false. You can write that. First one, safeguarding public property is a fundamental right. Safeguarding public property is a fundamental right. It's a fundamental right. Fundamental duty is right. It is a fundamental duty, not a fundamental right. To form associations or unions. To form associations or unions is a fundamental duty. To form associations or unions is a fundamental duty. That is also false. Okay. Rights and duties are like two sides of the same coin. That is true. Rights and duties are like two sides of the same coin. That is true. Can take that. Then fourth one, an Indian citizen can reside in any part of the country except in the state of Bihar. See, it is written here, an Indian citizen can reside in any part of the country. So there is no problem, no. An Indian citizen can reside Okay, in any part of the country, there is no exception. So that is wrong. An Indian citizen can reside in any part of the country except in the state of Bihar. What is the problem with this Bihar? There is no problem. Okay, that is a wrong statement. False. It is false. You can go to the ref. Okay, now freedom to assemble peacefully without arm is a fundamental duty. No, it's a right only. No, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms is a fundamental duty. That is a false. That is a fundamental right. Okay. Now we move to the next one. Answer the following question: how do fundamental rights ensure that an individual grows freely? So you can take page number 176. How do fundamental rights ensure that an individual grows freely? Page number 176. You see. Okay. Or you can just take that. No, page number 176. How do fundamental rights ensure that an individual grows freely? Okay, you can see the fundamental rights are the basic rights which are absolutely essential for all-round development of an individual and make life worth living. They cannot be altered or removed by any simple process. You see, in Indian society, you see, in Indian society where caste hierarchies, so that you can take this one last line. Okay, in Indian society where caste hierarchies are prevalent almost everywhere, the enforcement of fundamental rights could make it possible for the weaker sections to express their aspirations freely and also enjoy social dignity, thus removing social tensions. Okay, so that is what you can write. So question is, how do fundamental rights ensure the individual grows freely? So that you can write. In Indian society, once again, you take page number 176, fundamental rights you take, the third paragraph. In Indian society where caste hierarchies are prevalent almost everywhere, the enforcement of fundamental rights could make it possible for the weaker sections to express their aspirations freely and also enjoy social dignity and thus removing social tensions. Now, why does it become necessary to suspend the fundamental rights sometimes? Why does it become necessary to suspend the fundamental rights sometimes? Certain cases, no, it is the fundamental rights are suspended. You can see that is also page number 180. You can see it's also there. Okay, you can see certain cases, no. Okay. You can see on page limitations you take, there it is written there, no. However, in order to prevent, you can write, you can see that limitations you take, there is a page number 180, limitations there is. In order to prevent the lawlessness and anarchy, the right to form associations or unions may be curtailed or even restricted in the interest of public safety during war or a crisis. Once again, in order to prevent lawlessness and anarchy, the right to form associations or unions may be curtailed or even restricted in the interest of public safety during war or a crisis. So, okay, so that is understood, no? You can just see that. Now, what are fundamental rights? Name any two of them. Where is it? What are fundamental rights? Name any two of them. Fundamental rights. See, what are fundamental rights? That is what is given, the example, no? Right to, you can write anything, no? That is fundamental rights, you can see, take anything. Fundamental rights, see page number 176, fundamental rights is given. Fundamental rights are the basic rights which are absolutely essential for the all-round development of an individual and make life worth living. They cannot be altered or removed by any simple process. So you can say two examples there are. So right to equality, you just take right to equality and right to freedom. Okay, so you take that two of them are asked. Any two you can just take. There is no problem. Now, if a boy of 10 years is thrown out of school because he belongs to a low caste and starts working as a laborer, which fundamental rights gets violated? Right against the exploitation. So you can understand, no? A boy, so he is just getting out of the school and he has no other way. He was forced to work. So it is against the law. Yeah, which fundamental rights gets violated? It's right against it is no that is a right against it is a right against exploitation. Okay. Now, fifth one, why did the Indian Constitution include cultural and educational rights? Why did the Indian Constitution include uh, cultural and educational rights? Cultural and why it is no? Cultural and educational rights are included here. Why it is so? Cultural and education, page number 179, it is written there, no? You can see India has the people of many languages, religious cultures and traditions like that. So it is very much needed to the minorities. There should be minorities' rights should be protected. Therefore, they should be given some priorities. Okay, so that's why it is written here. India has the people of many languages. Page number 179. You take cultural and educational rights. There you can see India has the people of many languages, cultures and religions. In order to protect and safeguard their culture, language and script, minorities have been granted the freedom to preserve and promote their languages and traditions and open their educational institutions. So that is what cultural and educational rights. You see that minorities are very less in number. Minorities, from the very name we can understand that minorities are very less in number. So in order to protect their culture, traditions and language, they are given the privilege that they are given the permission to promote their culture and traditions, and as well as they are free to open their educational institutions. They are not curtailed of any rights, no? They are given all the rights and they are free to promote their traditions, culture and other things, and also they are free to open their educational institutions. Okay, that is what cultural and educational rights. Okay, now why did we enlist any 5 fundamental duties? Enlist any fundamental duties? Can you see the enlist any 5 fundamental duties? Fundamental duties can take anything. Any 5 are 5 fundamental duties. You can see page number 180 and 81. You take to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions and the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals and which inspired our struggle for freedom. So if you take the small ones, you can take that. Then the third one you can take to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India, and to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, and to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. Okay, you can make the short points you can take. Okay, so I hope that you might have understood these answers. There is no problem. So then now we need to explain something. Right to equality. Where is it that? Right to equality. Page number 176. The right to equality is very clearly mentioned now. Right to equality. So we need to explain that, right? So right to equality means that the states cannot discriminate against anyone on the basis of gender, religion, caste, race or place of birth. There is no discrimination on grounds of religion, sex or caste with regard to access to shops, restaurants, public places, or in the use of wells, tanks and the public transport. There is no difference. Okay, they are given the freedom, no right to equality. You see, all citizens have equal opportunity with regard to the employment in government offices, admissions to government institutions on the basis of merit and qualifications. The practice of untouchability is a punishable offence, and as untouchability is an offence against human dignity, Gandhiji fought against untouchability throughout his political career. Rai Bahadur, Maharaja, Nawab, all such titles conferred by the British are against the principle of social equality. Therefore, these titles were abolished. Then these titles were also abolished. Okay. So I think you might have understood. We can take that points. So right to equality and right to freedom. What do you understand by right to freedom? When you see about the right to freedom, so many points are there, no? So many points are right to freedom. See, when you see the right to freedom means you need to, first of all, you need to understand this. The right to freedom ensures the civil liberty and protects the individual from the repressive acts of the government. So that is the right to freedom. Okay, civil liberty is protected, and all citizens of India are guaranteed 6 types of freedom. So you can write, no, every citizen has the right to freedom of speech and expression. First you write that every citizen, shortly you are writing, every citizen has the right to freedom of speech and expression. Next one, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms. Then you write right to form associations and unions, right to free movement. Okay, every citizen of India is entitled to move freely and settle through the territory of India for a work or business. Okay, the next one, freedom to reside and settle in any part of India. That means an Indian citizen can reside in any part of the country, buy, sell or transfer his property. The next one, freedom to practice any profession and carry on any occupation, trade or business. That is also another point you can write down. Okay. So I think you might have understood this part also. That is also clear, no? Then right to constitutional remedies. That is also page number 179, constitutional remedies. That is also very clearly mentioned. Our constitution provides us with an impressive list of fundamental rights, but those rights are meaningless unless there is a court to prevent the violation of these rights by the states, groups or a person. The constitution guarantees people the right to move the court for the protection of their fundamental rights. See, you know, the minorities are there. In order to protect their rights, okay, they should have the support. They should have the support from the court. Otherwise, if there is they have got rights, but their rights will not be protected. They should get the assistance from the court. So that's why if they are facing any difficulties, they can get the assistance. They can ask. Okay, they can inform this their situation to the court, and they will suggest the possible solution. So they are free to move to the court if they are in need. Okay, so that's okay. I think these things you understood, no? Then what is left now? Photo study questions are left now. Photo study questions are left, and that also we can just now see. Okay, we can just see that also. Photo study questions also. First one, look at the picture and answer the following question. Which fundamental right is being violated in this picture? So that is right against exploitation. That is okay. Right is violated here. Fundamental right is violated here. Now right against exploitation. That is what denied here, violated here. The next question is, what provision do we have for the protection of children? So they can be protected under the right, no? That is the right against the exploitation. They have got the protection, no? That's the provision. So children, that is we have the special what we can see, right against exploitation. That when we studied, it is there, no? Right against exploitation. You see that citizen of India cannot be forced to work against their will or without payment, and children under the age of 14 cannot be forced to work. They can be protected under their right against exploitation of any kind. You write, that is, they can be protected under their right against exploitation of any kind. So that you can write. Now, ideally, what should these children be doing? So they should get the education. So children, that's what we have seen. Children under the age of 14 cannot be forced to work. They should study. They should be given the education. That is what important here. Okay.